Salut à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve sur Triangle Stratégie. La dernière fois, on avait enfin réussi à battre Silvio, qui nous avait tout simplement trahi. De base, c'est censé être un allié, sauf qu'il s'est rangé aux côtés de l'intendant d'Ifrost, et du coup, il nous a purement et simplement trahi, nous et puis la famille royale à qui il a prêté allégeance. La situation, alors, est la suivante. Là, vous voyez la limite rouge, et c'est la zone sous contrôle d'Ifrost, ok. Donc ils sont clairement chez eux maintenant. La zone verte, c'est la zone pour l'instant encore libre, là, avec du coup notre domaine, le domaine de Wolfhart. Et la cité Falkes qui essaie de résister et qui, là, comme vous pouvez le voir sur la carte, est en train de se faire attaquer. Et là pour l'instant, ils hantent donc le territoire en bleu qui s'en fout, qui ne fout rien, qui bouge pas un petit doigt alors qu'ils sont censés être nos alliés. Voilà à peu près où on en est. Alors, je vois qu'il y a des intrigues de personnages, là en bas à droite de l'écran. Du coup, on va voir ce c'est des dialogues qui se débloquent au fur et à mesure où on avance. C'est du lore en fait. Voilà, mais on va jeter un petit coup d'œil. En général, c'est plutôt rapide. Donc moi, j'ai bien envie de regarder un petit peu ces intrigues de personnages. Ensuite, on va regarder un petit peu ce qui devient Silvio, voilà, et ensuite enfin on va de nouveau avancer dans l'histoire pour voir un petit peu ce qui se passe au sud. Voilà. Alors, Frederica a besoin de conseils et s'en remet à Gila. Ok, on va voir ça.
Lord Serenoa never ceases to amaze me. Despite all the hours he dedicates to his duties, he looks none the worse for wear.
Even so, I am certain it takes its toll on him. He wants to set an example for his people and those who serve him, and wishes not to worry them over his condition. Excuse me, Serenoa, but is there anything I could do to help?
Ah, Frederica, my apologies for the delay. The citizen's petition will require a bit more time, so why don't you and Gila return home ahead of me?
I see, if you insist. But please do not push yourself too hard, Serenoa.
I shan't. Thank you, Frederica.
En vrai, ça va, ils sont choux.
Of course.
Is something the matter? It's rare of you to sigh like that.
Did I? Oh my.
It looks like something's troubling you. If you wish to talk about it, I am happy to lend an ear.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sometimes wonder if I can go on like this.
Are things not going well with Lord Serenoa?
No! Serenoa is as kind and gentle as ever. It is my own self I have doubts about. I cannot help but wonder if I am truly of any use to him.
Mais si, tu fous le feu, c'est bien.
Since Lord Serenoa is always working so hard, why not give him a tonic to boost his vitality? I purchased one from a merchant not long ago. It should chase all his fatigue away.
A good idea to be sure, but the fact remains it is not me myself that is serving him.
Then how about preparing a meal for him? Something nutritious to fill him with vim and vigor.
Me? Cook?
Yes, I'm certain he would be delighted by anything that you make.
But I've never cooked before. I doubt anything I make would suffice.
Ça va être une catastrophe, non?
You won't know until you try. Besides, what matters isn't the result, but the feeling behind it. Use this cookbook. I'm sure you will find a recipe or two to your liking.
Thank you, Gila.
Ça va être sympa.
Now then, which of these would Serenoa enjoy?
Ok, ensuite, un événement fort tu lui fais réaliser à Gila, qu'elle et une autre personne ont beaucoup en commun. Ok, on va voir ce que c'est.
Greetings. Were you training outside?
Not today. Even I stay away from the proving grounds on occasion. The members of the King's Guard must keep themselves in prime fighting shape. That includes resting when our bodies are weary.
Logique, logique.
A wise policy. The handmaidens of Esfrost adhere to a similar principle. With clear eyes, we see, we serve, we anticipate.
Interesting. Although our tools are different, we're alike in our aims.
Indeed. We must be the pillars our charges turn to in times of need. Even so, we are only human. If I may ask in confidence, do you ever find it trying to serve Prince Roland? Is he ever unreasonable? Have you ever found your patience tested?
C'est clair.
No, never. It is an honor to serve, always. It is an odd question to ask, but I must confess I find it hard to imagine what it is like to serve in a society such as Esfrost's.
As do I, although I lived through it. It all feels as if it were so long ago.
You're not one for speaking plain, are you? But I suspect we may have much in common. I'm curious to hear your story, if you are willing to share it.
Flashback?
Of course.
No.
I made a promise to myself long ago to effect change through my own deeds, not to live as a mere servant.
And what came of that promise?
Hailing from Hyzand, at first I endeavored to learn at the Ministry, that I might use the knowledge gained there to help others.
Ouais. Ah ouais, ok, donc du coup, elle vient de Isant, ok.
But they guard their secrets fiercely, and maintain strict control over what fields their students can pursue.
Ouais.
As much as it pained me to leave my home, I could not suffer such stifling rules, and so set forth to Esfrost. I took quickly to learning at the archives, where independent study is encouraged. I spent days in the stacks, soaking up as much knowledge as I could, when one day...
Ah oui, c'est ça, petit flashback. Non? Si. Si.
You are the one called Gila, yes?
C'est qui ce Varog? C'est donc toi, Gila?
Yes, my lord.
They tell me you're the most talented researcher the archives have ever seen.
I couldn't say that, my lord. Though I do spend more time here than most anyone else.
Admirable modesty. And you aren't frightened of me. Most impressive. I believe we have a suitable role for you. Come with me. The Archduke would have a word.
The Archduke? But...
No harm will come to you, if that is your fear. Now, follow me.
On lui a pas trop demandé son avis, je crois.
Lord Svarog had arranged an audience with the former Archduke of Esfrost, who appointed me as Frederica's personal tutor. She was the former Archduke's daughter, so I took my duties seriously. Yet I could never shake the feeling that I had betrayed my ideals. Perhaps I justified it by telling myself that my teachings could plant the seed for change.
An indirect approach, but an active one nonetheless.
Une super nanny.
The chance was unexpected, to be sure, but I could not very well deny it. The Archduke's successor, Gustadolf, was a man that paid no heed to birth or blood. He effected a change in people's attitudes, a change which provided fertile ground in which my teachings could take root. Thus, I stayed by Frederica's side. Truth be told, I had not thought to be with her for this long.
Ah oui, bah... tu vois le résultat.
And yet, here I am. Life is truly a journey of unforeseen destinations.
Ok, ok. Ouais, c'est une personne pleine de ressources. Oh, il me reste encore 2 intrigues. Bon, allez, on se fait juste celle de Narv. Parce que l'histoire de son grand-père, elle m'intrigue un petit peu.
That should do it. You should be able to use that arm just fine in no time.
Many thanks, lad. You truly are a talented one.
J'aime beaucoup son gameplay au final parce que j'aime bien les attaques de zone pour pouvoir taper plusieurs ennemis. Donc pour ça la magie c'est parfait. Et en plus lui il peut à la fois soigner, à la fois taper. Enfin c'est cool.
My apologies for treating you like an intruder the other day.
Ah non mais tu peux continuer à le dire, c'est vrai qu'il est louche.
Think nothing of it, my good man. If you need anything else, I'm more than happy to help.
Your magic never ceases to amaze. Did you learn everything from your grandfather?
You bet I did. The Archmage Grandante taught me everything I know.
Grandante. There's something I've been meaning to ask you, Narv.
Ask away.
I was in Hyzand for a short time, studying at the Ministry.
Ok, ouais.
No doubt you know it's considered the greatest authority in this world when it comes to matters arcane.
Ouais, son grand-père il y a forcément été, non?
Their library contains everything from records of magically enhanced soldiers to technical tomes and much more. Their chronicles on the history of magic, too, were the most comprehensive in our realm. And yet, I do not recall seeing even a single mention of a mage named Grandante. One would think the achievements of such a powerful sorcerer would be recorded somewhere. Why?
Those awful Hyzantians. Truly, they have no shame.
Ah,
Narv?
ah.
The chronicles you speak of, in truth, they were written by my grandfather's own hand.
What? But then why is he not credited by name?
He refused to do the research the former Hierophant ordered of him, and was branded a heretic and unbeliever. They erased his name and achievements from the records, and made it like he never existed at all.
Ah, c'est chaud.
He was then banished from the city and died in exile. His name all but forgotten.
Il a été carrément effacé de l'histoire.
It's all their fault. No one knows of the Archmage Grandante.
Ouais.
I had no idea.
These robes I wear were once his. They're the only remaining proof that he once walked this realm.
So you carry his memory with you everywhere you go.
I promised myself I would make the Archmage Grandante's name known around the world. So I'm going to work harder than I've ever worked before, until all in the realm know his story.
C'est pas faux. C'est vrai que au début, quand il nous a rejoint, il nous parlait de son grand-père, on était un peu en mode ouais, c'est ça. Ouais.
And in the process, I'll become the greatest mage this world has ever seen.
That's the spirit.
Thanks, Gila. Just you watch, Grandfather. I'm going to make you proud.
Ouais, c'est sympa ces petites scènes en fait, parce que bah si je l'avais pas vu, enfin voilà, on n'aurait jamais su ça. Bon allez. Ah oui, il me reste encore 2. Non, on va peut-être avancer un peu. Ouais. Je voulais juste faire un truc par contre avant. On va checker le campement parce que la dernière fois on a eu pas mal de ressources après le combat dans les vignes. Et alors j'aimerais savoir si... Alors déjà... Est-ce que tu vends d'autres choses depuis la dernière fois? Ah ouais, non, ça c'est bon. Ouais. Ok. Ok. Bon, pour l'instant, on est pas mal. Alors, ah, là c'est renforcement disponible. Ah, soit d'araignée. Bah vas-y, go. On prend le level up. Allez, on augmente les dégâts de l'arc. Ah, nickel. Ah oui, mais là du coup il n'y a plus personne qui peut. Elle peut... Non, ça je l'ai pris, ça. Augmente les dégâts de feu par beau temps. Oh, on dit pas non, hein. Et elle, lui, du coup... Donc soit j'augmente les attaques de feu, soit les attaques de glace. Pour l'instant, ça m'intéresse pas trop. Par contre ça... Cristal, oui, donc cristal j'ai pas. Il manque quoi pour passer là? Ah bah oui. Il manque un cristal et ensuite je peux directement débloquer celui-là. Ok. Ok, je comprends. Je comprends. Bon. Et ouais, bah ouais. Ensuite. Alors on va checker vite fait. Lui. Perle machin chouette. Ça j'ai pas. Non. Merde. J'ai mis ce clic. Ensuite lui. Lui il a déjà level up. Fer de qualité x2. Il lui faudrait. Je retiens ça dans un coin de ma tête. Fer de qualité x2. Du chêne, j'en ai pas. Du cuir, je n'en ai pas. De l'argent. Ok. Cuir, argent, fer de qualité. Ah, fer de qualité. Voilà. Bon bah allez. Voilà. J'ai tout utilisé. Bon. Bah c'est cool. Ensuite, est-ce que j'ai des promotions disponibles? Alors, comptoir du troc. Garantie des coups critiques sur chaque attaque pour l'unité active pendant un tour. C'est fort. À toute locomotion. Ouais, bon, allez, hop, on va prendre ça. Ah non, par contre... Ah non, si, c'est bon. Alors, c'est qu'il peut... Alors, ah, bah ça y est, enfin. Donc, lui, il peut augmenter de grade. Alors, attends. Ouais, il devient sabreur. Bon, on va le faire augmenter, c'est un peu notre personnage. C'est un peu le héros. Allez, hop. Ouais. Promotion. Voilà. Et bah c'est parfait. Bon. Voilà. On n'a pas fait tout ça pour rien. Hop. Allez. Silvio. Alors, il paraît que t'as des problèmes. Tant mieux. Tant mieux si t'as des problèmes.
I must survive. Somehow, I must survive.
T'es avec Rufus ou t'es tout seul?
Escaping all on your own, I see.
Rufus, what are you doing here?
I came to collect my reward.
Reward? Since when were losers ever rewarded?
I remember our deal differently.
As do I. I was promised an invincible executioner. You are nothing but a fraud, a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Tu devrais pas dire ça. Tu devrais pas.
What's so funny?
I have a new deal for you. Pay me what I'm owed or die.
I cannot give you what I do not possess. But if you kill me now, you will have lost to Wolford with nothing to show for it.
Noah, sa réputation.
Go on.
If you let me live, on the other hand, I will find the coin to pay you. What do you say? Do we have a deal?
Fine.
Ouais.
But if I don't get that money, consider your life forfeit.
Ah, j'aurais pensé qu'il allait plus... Bon, et bah si t'es Falkès, on est parti. Ah, il y a beaucoup de narration. Aïe. Ils ont eu un petit souci, on dirait.
Far too much blood has been spilled.
I know how loyal you were to the late King Regna. We may be enemies, but you still have my respect. I would invite you to join our ranks.
Je comprends.
You would dishonor me so.
I prefer it to your death.
Bah moi j'aurais préféré qu'il soit de mon côté en fait.
Save your pity for someone who needs it. Your master will never have our loyalty, even if it means the end of the three high houses. Your Majesty, I serve you even in death.
Ah, c'est triste. Du coup, ce sera pas lié à nous. Malheureusement.
His plot foiled and bested in battle by House Wolford, Silvio Tellior flees, leaving everything behind.
Hey, on n'a pas laissé trop le choix.
House Fawkes fights valiantly, but ultimately loses to General of Laura's army and joins their late king in death.
Ouais. Malheureusement. Malheureusement.
Of Glenbrook's 3 high houses, Wolffort, Tellior, and Fawkes,
Il reste plus que
2
nous.
are felled by the iron hammer of Esfrost.
Et du coup là, on peut voir sur la carte en vert, il ne reste plus grand chose.
House
Et puis on est vachement
Wolffort
affaibli.
now stands alone, in more peril than ever.
On est vachement affaibli. Hein. J'aimerais bien que les Norzéliens ils viennent nous aider. Non, les Roséliens, pardon.
So, 2 of Glenbrook's 3 high houses have fallen. Esfrost's invasion took me by surprise at first, but this is quite the interesting turn.
Espèce de salaud, Monsieur Patate.
Now Wolffort stands alone, having lost both the crown and its allies. There is no better time for us to act.
Then let us set the trap, brimming with bait enough to lure them in and keep them there.
As you command.
C'est-à-dire
The famed High House of the Salt Iron War will soon be under your thumb, my lord. Having control of their land will make our deliveries that much easier.
Ouais.
Indeed, and House End will prosper more than ever. Brute strength is not the only path to victory. A truly wise man can win without ever drawing his sword.
Ah, je l'aime pas lui. En plus, il a des pots qui bougent tout seul.
My lord, a bird from Sorsley End of Hyzant has arrived. He has offered to send us provisions and funds in light of our situation.
Ouais, ouais.
A most welcome offer, to be sure, but why would he extend a helping hand to us now? Could he be after something?
Ouais, c'est sûr.
Undoubtedly, there are regrettably none so altruistic amongst the Saintly Seven. Seeing as Minister Sorsley has never shown much interest in other nations, I can only surmise this is a ploy to put House Wolffort in his debt.
As I suspected. But our people and soldiers need all the help they can get.
Ouais, c'est la merde là. C'est vraiment la merde.
Let us accept his proposal. We can deal with whatever ulterior motives he may have once we are back on our feet.
Understood. We shall discuss our countermeasures at another time.
C'est ce qu'il faut faire. On verra après. Parce que là, c'est vraiment chaud. Ah, oups, des zooms. Fais voir. Alors. Ta. Bon, allez, vas-y, on va aller voir. Gustal. J'arrive pas à le dire.
Congratulations on your victory in the Folk's
Gustadolf.
domain,
Gustadolf.
Thank you, sir. They were proud warriors. And Lord Landroy a formidable foe despite his age.
I imagine he was content to breathe his last on his beloved fields. 30 years have passed since the Salt Iron War. It was time he was put to rest beside that bygone era. Avlora, it is time you had a rest as well.
What do you mean by that, Your Grace?
Ouais, j'avoue, moi non plus.
Your soldiers have fought long and hard. Any longer and their morale may suffer for it.
But what of House Wolffort? Prince Roland is still with them. Is that not cause for concern?
There are no lords left worth worrying about. House Wolford stands alone after Roland's uprising.
C'est vrai, il n'a pas tort non plus.
Even so, we would do well not to underestimate them. Even standing alone, they once changed the course of the Salt Iron War.
House Wolford is no longer the hunter, but the hunted.
Ouais, je comprends son point de vue à lui et je comprends son point de vue à elle. C'est vrai que là, tu dis, je veux m'en débarrasser rapidement parce que la dernière fois, ils nous ont bien eu, ils ont bien foutu notre gueule. Enfin, tu te dis, je préférais m'en débarrasser rapidement. Et lui, il dit non, mais c'est bon, t'inquiète, de toute façon, ils sont à notre merci, donc on peut prendre tout notre temps. Voilà, on joue pas avec la nourriture. Ah non, mais c'est toi la chef. Hein. Enfin, le chef, pardon.
No. Forgive me, Your Grace.
Mais je pense qu'elle a raison. On joue pas avec la nourriture. Bon. Est-ce qu'on fait une intrigue de personnage? Ah oui, bah tiens, je vais voir celle-ci d'intrigue. La tavernière du campement semble inhabituellement préoccupée. Peut-être que j'ai débloqué quelque chose. Peut-être.
What is the realm coming to?
Oui, bah c'est la guerre, ma bonne dame. Hein.
Hail, fair maid.
Well, if it isn't Eridor. Have a seat. You've ample choice.
Who are you and what have you done with the barkeep? The one I know ain't prone to melancholy.
She is when word of a fellow barkeep's misfortunes reaches her.
Ah.
It's all in this letter. People are taken to plunder and to survive this war, and my friend's tavern was destroyed beyond repair.
Ah ouais, c'est chaud.
Here's hoping your fine establishment escapes unscathed.
Ah, t'as des pillards, quoi.
I can't bear to think of what I'd do without this place.
My heart goes out to you. As if times weren't hard enough with customers.
I can't think straight for worrying so much. Well, you're a soldier, aren't you? Can't you just go out there and crush your enemies so we can be done with all this?
Oui, pourquoi pas.
If only it were so easy. What I wouldn't give to wield a flagon every day instead of a blade.
Never took you for the type to make excuses, Eridor.
Sinon, t'as qu'à envoyer une lettre à Gustaldef. J'arrive pas à prononcer. Bref, au chef d'Ifrost qui se bat.
Eridor is doing everything he can. The realm suffers because of my failings.
Forgive me, Lord Wolford. It was hardly my intention to blame you. What with things being as they are, I haven't been myself these days.
Ah non, mais ça va, t'as raison. Hein.
But enough of this. All the moping in the world won't change a thing. It's time for my lord. As you can see, I'll have no choice but to shutter my tavern if the war doesn't end. And soon. So let me join you. I think you'll find that pouring ale isn't the only trick but where are my manners? Hasabara's the name, my lord. At your
Osabara.
service. A barkeep I may be, but good drink isn't the only way I know how to heal what ails people.
I can vouch for that, my lord. Hasabara is good to have around in a pinch.
Then I see no reason to refuse. You are most welcome among us.
Ha! Heartening to see you're the decisive type. I won't let you.
You've made a good decision as well. Couldn't have picked a better lord to
C'est
serve.
bon, on a la tavernière dans notre armée.
I gathered that the way you're always singing his praises.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'elle sait faire? Elle a des petits remontants. Elle soigne les alliés autour d'elle. Ok. Alors, peut foncer à la rescousse de ses alliés au galop. Ok. Lorsqu'une attaque... lors d'une attaque en tenaille, elle restaure ses PV et ceux de l'autre allié effectuant l'attaque. Pas mal. Ouais. Ouais, après je pense pas qu'elle tape trop fort non plus. Elle est où? Elle est là. Oh! Ah oui d'accord, elle est à cheval. 150 PV, fais voir. Alors attends. Ah oui, elle tape à la masse. 16 de vigueur. Alors PV. Elle est où? Elle est là. Donc PV, ouais, bon elle est pas ridicule, mais elle est pas non plus, voilà. Vigueur. Ouais, elle est pas ridicule. Défense physique. Magie, ouais. Défense magique. Chance. Ok. Bon. Et ben c'est parti. Bon après là pour l'instant, mon équipe telle qu'elle est, je la trouve pas mal. Avec 3 mages.
You wish to speak to me, Your Highness?
Non, 4 mages en plus. Ouais, j'ai, on va dire, un mage blanc, 2 mages noirs et un mage rouge. Vous m'avez fait demander, Votre Altesse?
I wish to leave the Wolfort domain.
Non.
And you want me to persuade Lord Serenoa?
Non, juste pour trouver un passage secret.
Yes. Though I doubt he will welcome the conversation after the scales have spoken.
Bah oui.
But the people are tired. Their expressions grim. And this castle is no different.
Mais non.
Even so, the decision was made together.
C'est vrai, il a raison. Et puis c'est la guerre au final. Enfin, je veux dire, ça va pas stopper la guerre. En plus, enfin, je sais pas s'il veut aller se livrer ou pas, mais parce que j'imagine trop la situation. Donnez-nous le prince, mais on l'a pas. Ouais, c'est ça, bande de menteurs.
Yes.
Ils vont pas nous croire.
But I think we all know that I am at the source of our troubles. The responsibility ultimately falls to me.
If you truly wish to take responsibility, then I do have an idea.
Dis-moi.
And I would hear it.
Give me that ring.
Hein? Ouais.
But this is proof that I belong to the royal family. What would you do with...
Faire croire qu'il est mort?
Have you die for your people?
Ouais, ok, d'accord. Bref, ouais. À mon avis, ils vont pas tomber dans le panneau comme ça, mais bon. Alors. Ah oui, Travis et Trish, les bandits, ont ramassé quelque chose près de la rivière. Bon, on va voir ça. Je les aime bien aussi.
Hey boss, come take a look at this.
The poor soul. Or maybe not so poor, judging by these clothes.
Hey, Pa! Remember what I said about that reward money?
Of course I do. This might just be him.
Ils ont pris quoi, le corps d'un soldat
Pa,
qui
take a
ressemblait?
look at this.
A shiny ring, huh? Is that the royal emblem?
Ouais, l'idée est pas mal, mais un peu basique.
The corpse is regrettably too damaged to identify, but the royal signet is unmistakable. Aside from Cordelia, there is only one who would wear the royal family's ring. There can be no doubt. This is Prince Roland.
Bon, ils sont tombés dans le panneau.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but about that reward.
Thalas, give them their coin.
Ah ouais? Oh,
Yes,
c'est
brother.
sympa.
Thank you kindly for your generosity, Your Grace.
What a waste. Is this truly how the kingdom of Glenbrook meets its end?
House Wolford are no fools. Their friend was only a liability. They have spared themselves by forsaking the prince. They may have escaped, but there are none who would help them. There is no reason for us to concern ourselves with House Wolford any longer.
Ouais, ouais. Bah, il est vraiment tombé dans le panneau.
Your poor brother, betrayed by his most trusted friend.
Bah, vous allez pas laisser son cadavre en décomposition dans le hall? Non, quand même.
Oh, Roland.
Ombre et lumière, fin. Bah si, du coup, ils ont carrément laissé son cadavre. Ouais, on sauvegarde. Bon, pour l'instant, il n'y a pas eu de combat dans cet épisode.
The news of Prince Roland's death spreads across the land like wildfire. With his demise, seemingly comes the end of the kingdom of Glenbrook. But only days later, a proclamation is made that would bind Frost and Glenbrook. Bearer of the royal signet and last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, Cordelia is to ascend as queen. And wed Archduke Gustadolf.
Après, il a la classe, n'empêche. On dit, bon, on dirait un peu Dracula, mais... Espérance déçue.
Princess Cordelia is to wed the Archduke? What is the meaning of this? Gustadolf is the very one who invaded Glenbrook.
Tu crois qu'elle a eu le choix?
But King Regna is to blame for trying to monopolize the mines.
What does it matter who the princess weds as long as Glenbrook lives on?
Oui, oui, oui.
It damn well matters to me.
My people, our days of late have been dark and filled with strife. Both Glenbrook and Frost have suffered countless losses. And we have lost both of our beloved princes. For that, I offer you my deepest condolences. May they all rest in peace. As you all know, my father was sentenced to death for his role in this tragic event. But how do we come to grips with our sorrow and anger? How do we atone for our mistakes?
Frost does not deserve your forgiveness. Do not submit to Gustadolf's will.
C'est bien dit, gamin.
Let us recognize our sins as such and move forward. Archduke Gustadolf has magnanimously given us another chance. A chance to see Glenbrook to a fair and free future. As the queen of this kingdom, I, Cordelia of House Glenbrook, do hereby accept the warmth and governance of Esfrost, and swear to do everything in my power to usher in an age of peace with the Archduke.
Ouais, malheureusement, du coup ça veut dire que c'est un territoire annexé quoi.
With all due respect, sir, I do not believe Queen Cordelia to be fit for ruling Glenbrook.
She does not need to be. She is to be our figurehead. A place for the people to focus both their hope and discontent.
Ça c'est un vrai homme politique celui-là.
And while the poor people of Glenbrook stumble in the dark, we shall establish a new government, one based in freedom. Once the people have had a taste of true freedom Esfrost would offer them, there will be, by the time Cordelia births an heir, both this kingdom and its people will belong solely to Esfrost.
I would be loath to stand upon a political battlefield. It is far more heartless than those of war.
Je l'aime bien Laura, mais ouais, elle a raison.
Simply breathing new life into a kingdom of tired traditions. The people will thank me for it in time.
Father, my brothers, I swear to avenge you.
Ouais, c'est pas gagné, hein, c'est pas gagné. Alors, c'est quoi les intrigues de personnages? Roland se confie à son ami Serenor, et alors invite Corentin, gna gna gna. Ok. Bon, on va continuer. Alors, quelle sera la réaction de Serenor et son groupe face à l'ascension de Cordelia au trône? Bah, ils vont comprendre, je pense, que elle n'a pas le choix, quoi. Peut-être qu'ils vont vouloir la délivrer.
Prince Roland, have you heard about the address at the capital?
I have.
I won't forgive them for making Her Highness say such horrible things.
Ouais.
Enough, Huette.
But they lied about the king's death. They made it seem like Gustadolf was justified.
Bah ouais, enfin... Elle a raison, non?
Say no more. If Cordelia can endure this, so can we. And as long as she lives, that is enough for me.
Et c'est vrai que il a perdu un petit peu toute sa famille, donc je comprends.
Forgive me, Your Highness.
We all understand how you feel, Prince Roland.
No, I apologize. I lost control. Thinking about it will do us no good. We must rise to action.
Indeed we must. Everyone knows of your death now. That means we are free to make our next move.
Ouais.
Listen, my friends. Prince Roland of Glenbrook is dead. I am now merely Roland, a warrior who fled a fallen kingdom. I humbly ask for your support until the sun shines upon our royal line once again.
Is that Sir Maxwell's?
That mask. You look just like Sir Maxwell.
Coïncidence? Je ne pense pas.
This is a secret that shall stay within House Wolford.
Master. grant me the strength to free our home from Frost's clutches.
Ah, il est toujours
How is
vivant,
he
lui?
doing?
Better than before. He groans in pain from time to time, though.
Ouais, bof. Moyen.
I see. I wish I could tell Father about our situation now, but...
Lord Serenoa, if your father were awake...
Oui, bah c'est vrai que pour l'instant, on s'en est quand même plutôt pas mal sorti, faut avouer.
I am certain he would praise you for safeguarding Wolford.
Sad to say, the real trouble's only just beginning.
Oh, ils ont quand même déjà bien commencé, hein. Je te rappelle qu'on a cramé la ville,
I'll
donc...
be damned if House N's protection comes for free. No doubt the longer we stay, the steeper the price.
Precisely. Minister Sorsley is not an altruistic soul.
Ouais.
If you were in his shoes, what would you do?
I would squeeze us dry, then look for an opportunity to.
But we won't let that happen.
Of course not. Anna is already on the move.
Elle est bien, cette petite Anna.
It is our duty to protect and guide this house.
This heart ain't changed since the day Lord Simon took me in, lad. I'm ready to put my life on the line for this house. We'll get past this, one way or another. You'll...
Thank you so much. Both of you.
C'est vrai. Bon, et maintenant, on fait quoi? Cernor va-t-il trouver les mots pour réconforter Frederica? Pourquoi il faut la réconforter? Bon. Ok. Il y a quoi ici? Anna entend des rumeurs concernant des transactions illicites lors de son investigation au port. Ok. Et là, la mort d'un jeune homme était sur le point de changer le destin du gardien de la porte des 2 sentinelles. Hein? C'est quoi ça, la porte des 2 sentinelles? Bah vas-y, on va regarder ça.
Lord Svarog, the body of Lord Dragan is...
So my son has finally returned home.
Ah, c'est
I will
son...
be there soon.
Il a pas dit my son? Peut-être.
Is something the matter?
I think it better not to look, my lord.
Ah.
And what?
His face. There is no vestige of the handsome lad he once was.
Oui, et en plus, alors que nous, on voulait l'enterrer.
Oh, my son.
Oui, il a bien dit my son. Ah, son...
I understand. You are dismissed. I am so sorry, my boy. Please forgive your pitiful excuse for a father.
Je le connais pas, ce Svarog, mais il a l'air cool.
I will find the one who did this to you. I swear it.
Il faudrait qu'on lui raconte la vérité. Je sais pas s'il nous croirait. C'est quoi ici? Alors, dans la chaleur torride de la source, même le cœur des hommes est assoiffé. On va aller voir. On n'a pas pu aller à la source la dernière fois qu'on est allé à Isante, donc... Ah oui, c'est vraiment... c'est ça. C'est de l'esclavage, quoi.
Water. On your feet. Water, please. Get back to work. You aren't the only one who's thirsty.
No setbacks, I presume?
None, sir. We are already well ahead of schedule.
Splendid. The ledger, if you would.
Yes, sir.
I would hate for there to be a problem with our numbers. I will hold on to this for now.
Of course, sir.
Water! Put the poor thing out of its misery, Booker.
Non, ils vont pas le tuer. Oh, c'est vraiment des salauds.
You must be firm with the Roselle. Show them the slightest mercy, and they'll think they deserve more.
Alors qu'ils ont extrait plus de sel que prévu en plus.
Yes, sir.
C'est abusé. Là, c'est quoi? Les rumeurs concernant des transactions illicites. Vas-y. On va voir ça. Ouais, il y a beaucoup de narratifs cet épisode. Hein.
I see. So there is an illicit salt trade held outside the auspices of the Norzelia Consortium.
In this business, you cannot avoid rumors even if you try. They say sneaking under the Consortium's nose is well worth the risk, but I am not so bold.
Oh, j'avoue.
And
Bien
who's
raison.
behind all this?
I wish
Monsieur
I could
Patate.
say.
C'est Monsieur Patate.
I am not asking you to tell me for free.
How generous of you. It's but a rumor, of course, but... They say none other than Minister End in Hyzat is pulling the strings. And some free advice for you, my friend? You'd do well not to get involved.
Oui, bah, bien sûr, évidemment.
Why?
I'm afraid that will cost a separate fee.
Petit salaud, va.
Why, thank you.
Ouais, bon, ok. Du coup, on vient d'apprendre ça. On continue à avancer un petit peu dans le scénario. Quelques jours plus tard.
Serenoa, do you have a moment? I was hoping to talk to you about our marriage.
Est-ce que c'est le moment? Non, je déconne.
Now that Glenbrook has been brought to ruin by Esfrost, is there any meaning to our union?
Bah, après, tout simplement, dis-lui, si t'as envie, on le fait. Si t'as pas envie, on le fait pas.
My brother may have been planning this from the start. And yet I came to Wolffort with the intent of marrying you, completely unaware of it. It's always like this. Nothing ever goes as I would wish it. The course of my life has always been at the mercy of others.
As has mine.
almost nothing happens the way I thought it would.
Ouais.
But you have a home. Somewhere you can return to someday.
As do you, as a member of House Wolford. Your place is with us now.
Serenoa.
Ça va, c'est sympa.
And though this may sound pretentious, this is a time for you to think about your future and what you must do, Frederica. Just as I am.
I suppose you are right. What must...
Here you are. Master Benedict has been searching for you both.
Understood. Let him know we will return at once.
Ouais. Alors.
You said we received a delivery from Minister Sorsley.
Qu'est-ce qu'il a envoyé?
Yes, mostly food and materials, plus a considerable amount of coin.
Ok, bah merci mec.
That is quite kind of him.
Ouais, c'est normal, il fait du trafic.
House End is a wealthy one, even by Hyzant's standards. This would barely put a dent in their coffers. We have distributed the resources as needed. We've even managed to restock our reserves.
Wish I could be happy for the help, but I can't say I am.
Agreed. Relying on them comes at a price. They will be looking for recompense.
Bah oui, évidemment.
I believe that to be their true aim.
But this is the path we chose to walk together.
Indeed. And as long as we stay the course, the winds of favor will someday be at our backs.
A missive from Minister Sorsley has arrived.
Ok.
I see he wastes no time. What absurd request could he possibly have in store for us?
Vas-y, dis-nous, qu'est-ce qu'il veut?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
Ah, me dis pas qu'il veut qu'on leur livre les Roséliens. Je sais pas. Ah, petit suspense. Petit suspense. Parce que là, du coup, la prochaine étape, c'est un vote. Petit suspense qu'on va se garder pour le prochain épisode. Ouais. Parce que là, on est déjà à plus d'1 heure. Donc, c'est pas mal. Bon, bah, ça a été que du narratif. Il y a beaucoup de narratif dans ce jeu. Donc, ça a été que du narratif. Je vais faire une petite sauvegarde. Ceci, on avance, hein. On est à 18 heures. Donc en soi, j'ai dû jouer quoi? Peut-être 2 heures tout seul? Un truc comme ça? Pour XP un petit peu... Même pas. Mais ouais. Bon, on avance. Là, on vient de recevoir un courrier. Alors à mon avis, vu qu'ils voulaient que... comment dire, ils ont cherché pendant très longtemps les Roséliens. Ça se trouve, il a envie qu'on lui livre pour peut-être exploiter davantage la source. On sait pas. On verra ça au prochain épisode. En tout cas, il y aura un débat parce qu'il y aura un vote. Et voilà quoi. Mais ouais. Ça prend une sacrée tournure. Je me demande, je suis un peu curieux, je me demande si la carte, elle est pas plus grande ou... Je sais pas, on verra. Potentiellement, je sais pas, on devrait être à peu près à un tiers du jeu. On verra ce qui va se passer. Bon, en tout cas, merci à tous d'avoir suivi cet épisode. J'ai hâte d'attaquer la suite. Ce sera sans trop tarder. On se dit à la prochaine. Et en attendant, portez-vous bien. Salut!